What is up, my Quirkless family? Joel here from Quirkless Gaming, where we don't have quirks of our own, but that doesn't stop us from going plus, ultra. Now, if you are new here, welcome. If you're interested in supporting this channel in any way, or becoming a member of the Quirkless family, I do implore you to consider going ahead and smashing that subscribe button, as well as hitting the bell icon so you are notified each time we do post a new episode. Now on Monday's video, which if you happen to miss, I'll just go ahead and link it up above. Just click that eye icon and it'll take you directly there. But in that video, we went ahead and reviewed the Trainer's Toolkit that just came out for this year. But inside that video, we had talked about a new product that we had ordered and it was being sent to us that we were absolutely excited to go ahead and open and review. So that is what we will be covering in today's episode. But enough talking about it, let's go ahead and get this episode started. All right. Now, like I talked about in that last episode on Monday, we had mentioned we ordered a brand new product that was being sent to us. I had touched on that it is a product that was coming from a store. A few stores had made a mistake from what I've heard where they accidentally put it out on the shelves. We weren't so lucky about that. Our store actually followed the rules that they had set in place. And what they did is they were doing online orders only. So I put in the order for that, I'd say on Friday, I believe. And it came in on Wednesday, which is the day that I'm recording this. But technically you're watching it on Friday. So this is the past me talking about it. But we are super ecstatic to go ahead and review this product. What we have got here is the brand new Pokemon trading card. Technically it says game, but it's a board game. Battle Academy, easy to learn, fun to play. This thing is wicked cool. First time ever that Pokemon has come out with a board game for the trading card game. So this thing is huge. Originally, it is a Target exclusive where, like I talked about, you are only able to get it online. I have seen a few other PokeTubers who had gotten lucky enough to actually go into the store and be able to just grab it off the shelf. But when I went to my Target, they didn't have anything there. I checked up front in their huge card selection, and then I checked in the back. Or I actually checked three places because I checked in the board games too. They didn't have anything there. So I just had to suck it up and go ahead and order this. But this thing is crazy cool. I am so hyped about it. Obviously, we talked about the Trainer's Toolkit is one of the best TCG products to come out for Pokemon this year for 2020. I think that's more for advanced players. And I use advanced loosely. If you're used to playing the actual card game, I feel that is more directed towards you. If you are an individual that has never played the card game, you're interested to get started, you're interested in learning rules about it, you're interested in maybe a refresher course, things like that, this right here would be perfect for you. The Trainer's Toolkit is more for helping your deck profile become more bulked up and stronger, and just helping you all around. And this is more about learning the basics, which is a huge component to playing the game. If you don't know how to play it, how are you even going to be able to play? So this is a perfect place to start. And what we'll do here real quick is I'll go ahead and zoom in and we'll kind of show you the outside of the box and everything like that. All right, so on the outside here, you can see the Pokemon. It's got the Pokemon trading card game Battle Academy, which is cool. You'll see the Raichu, the Charizard, and the Mewtwo GX. Those cards are actually the cards from the Hidden Fate series. The ones you're actually able to pull, not the promotion cards that you get on the tins, which technically would only be the Charizard and Raichu because Mewtwo is not a promo card for those. But what's cool about this is, you know, they've got, of course, the logos and everything like that. They show you how to get everything set up. Easy to learn, fun to play. Same thing on that side, and I'm looking at the same thing on the other side as well. So let's go ahead and look on the back here real quick. Join the Pokemon trainers at the Battle Academy. Talks about everything that's included. So 3 complete Pokemon TCG decks, which are, of course, regulation of 60 cards each. Each deck includes a powerful special Pokemon, Charizard GX, Raichu, and Mewtwo. 2 tutorial guides to play right away. 1 2-player board game. 3 deck boxes to keep your cards organized. 1 rule book. 1 large metallic coin, and we'll touch on that as soon as we open it up. A set of damage counters, and a code card for the Pokemon Trader game online. So this thing is absolutely stacked. super, super stacked. We'll go ahead and open this up here real quick. And before I turn my face camera back on, there's something I want to show you. So let's open this up here, and there's nothing. There's just a pit of a despair. I'm just messing with you guys. That's the actual board game itself. But let me go ahead and prop this up here. Let's check these out on the side. We can go ahead and flip it around so you can actually see it. What's cool about these is it actually has like some components that are actually within the decks. So the Mewtwo deck, it shows you some cards in there and some of the key hitters there. Same with it, you can hear the stuff tossing around on the inside. Hopefully nothing gets too jumbled up. That's the technically Pikachu deck, and we'll kind of talk about why that's ironic when we open everything up. Same side that you saw on the outside, and then we've got, you can hear it jumbling around in there. But here is the Charizard deck, and those key players in there. But man, this thing is wicked cool. This alone right here, let me pull this out. This alone, oh, stuff got a little shook up, that's all right. This alone, I would have easily spent $20 on this. And this is exactly how much that cost. So, let's go ahead and position this here. We can go ahead and zoom in real quick. Alrighty, so this right here is the actual board game, and it's not like those paper ones that, you know, you see or you get in some of the other starter decks and things like that, the flimsy paper ones that kind of just fall apart. They're not really meant to last. This right here is a solid, actual, legit board game, you know, that you would see used for like Monopoly boards and things like that. They used it to actually build a player's mat on, which is cool. Let me fold this in half so we'll kind of just review one side at a time here. So it's cool because over here, they've got your prize card selections. I like to stack mine in 2 rows of 3, but here they just have you line all 6 up that way. They've got your bench spot, your active Pokemon spot, your deck, and then your discard pile. They've got a little note back here. It says, when one of your Pokemon is knocked out, put it and all its attached cards here face up. Trainer cards also go here after you play them. That's pretty cool. That's nice to know. Let's see what this note here says. The Pokemon in your active spot is your active Pokemon. This is the Pokemon you attack with and the Pokemon your opponent attacks. So that's kind of nice. Some just easy tips here. And this is really cool right here. This is a what you can do on your turn. So it's a list of options and then the last thing that you can do. But you can draw a card, you can put a basic energy onto or put basic Pokemon onto your bench. You can attach one energy card to one of your Pokemon, and that's only once per turn like we've talked about. Retreat your active Pokemon, evolve a Pokemon, play trainers cards, or the last step to end your turn is attack with your active Pokemon. But if you can't attack, then your turn's over after you're done using everything up. But then it's your opponent's turn. That's kind of cool here. They point out, here's the name of the Pokemon, how much hit points it has, the attack cost, and the attack damage. So this thing, like I'm talking about, the box itself costs $20. But I easily would have spent $20 on just this right here, because this thing's going to be cool. I'll be able to use it, you know, with Kimmy when we play together, if Harold ever wants to get clapped again, and some Pokemon battles, because he tried running up in here one day acting like just because he plays Yu-Gi-Oh that he'd be able to beat us, and let me tell you, we took 3 dubs on him. So Harold, you're watching this, you want to get clapped some more, head on over whenever you want, buddy. But we're gonna go ahead and dive in here some more. These 2 right here are the deck guides for the Pikachu deck and the Charizard deck. What's awesome about these is, of course, it gives you a card list, everything that is included in there, but it shows you a step-by-step how you should play. And it's all, you know, if you were to draw a card similar to this, what you should do. So, you know, setting up to play, what you should do on your first turn, you know, sending out an active Pokemon. If you do have any, you know, basic Pokemon, you'll want to put them on the bench as well. Attaching that 1 energy per turn, things like that, and your second turn, and it literally gives you a step-by-step of what you should do, and that's huge. That is an awesome way to learn how to play. The Pikachu one is the same exact thing, but it just applies to the Pikachu deck. So it'd be kind of cool if you're playing, you know, each person has one of these in their hand, and they're going to go ahead and review, and they say, all right, well, it's my first turn. Let me go ahead and look, and we'll see what, you know, the book recommends. Here they have a more advanced player rulebook. It says advanced pertaining to this game, which does make a little sense if you're just getting kind of used to it or if you've never played before. This may be advanced, but honestly, it's exactly like any of the other Pokemon trading game card rule books that you get from like Elite Trainer boxes or anything else that they include those in. So it's not really overly advanced or anything like that. It just gives you some awesome things to kind of consider. Oh, they've got a random Charmander. Not that I'm upset or anything. I love Charmander, of course, but that's interesting they have them in there. But it's kind of cool. They give you a breakdown, you know, a breakdown of the cards themselves, card types, energy cards. So this is super useful to include in there. I love that. Now, this is the only thing that I'm just like, about. I understand the box was only $20, so not a whole lot of money, but honestly, you know, I mean, even these dice right here, you could have included some of these in there. I guess I don't know how much dice cost to make, but you know, 2 sets of those would have just been perfectly fine. I'm just not a big fan of the cardboard tiles because, you know, after a while, let's say you have an attack that does 40, since these decks are going to be more baby decks is what you'd call them. You know, you have an attack that does 40, you need to put 4 10 damage tiles on it, and after a while it just gets kind of annoying trying to keep track of everything, trying to like move them off and pick them up if that Pokemon faints. So I wish they would have put the dice and those hit markers in there, and then the actual GXs in there, they're just cardboard tiles as well. It's not like actual GX coins, which kind of bums me out, but oh well, not a problem. Now this is huge. This is that large metallic coin they talked about. Let me go ahead and grab another coin real quick so we can go ahead and compare them. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this up here, get it in focus. Nice. And so here's the large metallic coin. Here's just my Garchomp coin that I use currently. Look how small that thing is compared to it. And now imagine this, the US coin, and the Japanese coins are even smaller than the US coin. So that thing would just sit inside a Garchomp. That thing would be microscopic compared to this huge thing. But I love this. I think this is super cool. It's made out of the, you know, the same material as these coins are. Like the metallic on the front, but then the plastic on the back. It says Pokemon on there. We can get it in the light. Yep, there we go. So it's not anything too crazy special. It's just a bigger coin, which I love. I think I may actually substitute this out for the Garchomp. Leave this at home and I'll start using this one. But of course, you've got the Charizard on there. You've got Pikachu and you've got Mewtwo. And the Charizard's pretty cool because that's the one from like the Rainbow Charizard from Burning Shadows, or technically the Shiny Charizard from Hidden Fates, which is what the GX cards from here are from. So nice. We'll go ahead and set this off to the side and we'll go ahead and start digging into the decks. All right, so the decks honestly aren't anything overly crazy. You know, it's not more like competitive league that you'd see nowadays or at like national tournaments or like locals and things like that. So it's not going to be crazy GXs, you know, tag teams or Vs, VMAXs, things like that. These are honestly just smaller decks that are meant to help individuals learn. You know, how are you really going to learn if the decks are overly crazy and they're over, you know, within a handful of turns? Like you can do if you get those, you know, those more competitive decks and things like that. These decks are more structured on helping people learn the game, you know, the fundamentals of like evolving, attaching energy, just things like that. A smaller breakdown, which I think is absolutely cool. You know, I play more competitive. My deck is more built towards that. I don't have like a baby deck or anything, but I think this is awesome. I think this is going to be the perfect way for me to go ahead and teach like Kimmy or anybody else that's curious, and even myself who's, you know, I haven't been playing a crazy long time, but I'll even read the rule books and things like that just to touch up on some things and see if they include anything new in there, if I can learn anything. So let's go and pop this out. I'm actually going to set the box off to the side so we can set the cards down. I probably won't go through every single card. I mean, we'll run through them, but I won't take the time to. So here's that Raichu GX. So this thing's pretty cool. What's weird about this, though, is... this doesn't really feel like... I mean, I know it's a real card, but it just feels a little bit more flimsier. I actually have this card that I pulled from Hidden Fates off to compare them. This card just seems like a little flimsier, like it would just easily tear. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. What's pretty cool about these is, like I talked about, we'll go ahead and zoom in on this here. The card itself, you know, is from Hidden Fates. It's got the Hidden Fates, the set logo, and then the the set numbers, but over here, it's got that Pikachu logo on there. And so that is meant for keeping track of the decks, is what I assume. I guess I haven't looked into it, but it's just that's just what I am, perceiving it as. How, if you've got so many cards and people can't keep track of them, I mean, look, this is a standard 60 card deck, and you get the cards mixed up or anything, here's the perfect way just to be like, oh, this card is in the Pikachu deck, so I need to put it in there, instead of mixing it up with the Charizard or the Mewtwo deck or anything like that. Alrighty, so we'll run through these real quick. Cynthia, Electabuzz, Great Ball, Alolan Raichu, Pikachu, Hau, Electivire. This is my second favorite electric type besides Luxray. Absolutely love that card. Or I guess that Pokemon, not necessarily the card. Okay, so pretty standard. I mean, it's got a lot of basic Pokemon in there, Tauros, so you can learn about, like I talked about, evolving. Electabuzz evolves into Electivire. So it teaches you the basics like that. I mean, it's a pretty standard deck. It's got, your handfuls of energies to obviously attack with. Nice, a Zabreska. And then it's built like a standard deck where you have an abundance of trainer cards and, item supports. I didn't see any stadium cards in there, I don't think, but a lot of people, it's just something you want to understand is primarily your deck is going to be a huge chunk of trainer cards, whether it's item or support character cards, because that's really the backbone of your deck. You'll see more competitive play is, trying to cycle through your deck as fast as you can so you find those cards that you really do need. That's super, super important, and that's how you really take control of, I guess, technically the battlefield, getting your stronger Pokemon out. You'll normally find, you find one Pokemon card that's really your heavy hitter. In this case, it would be the Raichu GX, and then you build the deck around that, and that's when you're putting in those item cards to help support that Pokemon. And then, of course, you'll have other basic Pokemon in there that it would be, backups and things like that. You'll use some for certain abilities to support your active Pokemon, but very, very cool, very cool. So we're going to look at the Charizard deck, and, oh man, let's go ahead and see if we can pull this up here. I don't know if you can see that. It's like smashed in right there. Huh. I mean, I don't really need to collect the box or anything. That's just kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and run through here. Let's see. Yeah, Charizard's the same way. It just feels very loose and flimsy. Like a lot of the cards are like that. Weird. Okay, so let's run through here real quick. Yeah, a lot of the same stuff in there, just different Pokemon. Nice, that's like the card that Kimmy gave me to get me back into collecting Pokemon. Now, Flareon, Eevee, Salazzle. Yeah, so a lot of the same cards. The only thing are different are obviously the Pokemon in there, as well as the energies, but I wonder if they had a welder in here. I don't think I saw one. Oh, nice, they do. So this is actually a huge, huge, huge competitive card. That's super cool that they've included this in here. I've run, I think, 3 to 4 of those in my fire deck. I think 3, maybe. You can have 5 of the same card in your deck. Similar cards with the same names on there. So that's really interesting that they included that in there. I like that. And then the Mewtwo deck. Now they say this is the advanced deck. Let's check to see if there's really anything different about this one. I don't know why this would be an advanced deck compared to the others. Nice, there's that Mewtwo GX from Hidden Fates again. Again, this is the one that you would actually pull. I'm just checking to see. Since I'm not collecting these, I don't really feel bad about kind of bending them. But that's the one that you would actually pull. Not any, I guess that's not a promotion card or anything. Marini. Cilia. Nice. So again, same kind of thing. I'm not really noticing anything different besides the Pokemon and the energy. So I'm curious to see why this is more considered the advanced deck over the others. I'll have to take a look at that because the advanced rulebook, it doesn't pertain to this deck specifically like the other ones. Let's see. Yeah, nothing crazy about those. Yeah, the advanced rulebook doesn't give you a deck profile breakdown like the other two do of like what you should be doing each turn and things like that. The advanced rulebook is more like the Pokemon trading card game rules like I had talked about. So it doesn't specifically, you know, meet the needs of this one. That's pretty interesting. But overall, this thing is super cool. I'm glad we went ahead and ordered it. I'm glad we went ahead and were able to do the review on this channel for it. Like I said, with the actual board game for the playing mat, I would have spent $20 alone on that. And then, you know, paid additional for all of these. And then this coin as well. This coin is wicked cool. I love that. I'll probably adopt that into my decks and start using that as my main coin. Whether I'm playing locals against just friends at home, things like that, doesn't matter. That'll probably be the new coin that I use. But like I said, overall, I'm very, very happy with this box. I think this is a huge product to come out. Pokemon is definitely putting in a lot of work this year to start helping bring new people into the scene, teaching people who are already in like the collecting scene potentially how to play. Because, you know, YouTube videos only get you so far, and sometimes it's a little confusing because you can't necessarily ask the person or you have to rewind tons of times. So I think this is the perfect way to go ahead and, you know, learn how to play, expand on what you already know, teach somebody new, whatever your options are, whatever you want to consider for it. Now, if you happen to miss our last episode, what I'll go ahead and do is link that for you in the top left corner. Just go ahead and click on that box to take you directly to that video. Or if you are interested in seeing any other videos similar to that one, I will link the playlist for our Hidden Fate series in the bottom left corner. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We definitely do appreciate the support. But before you go, just remember, stay safe, much love, and go beyond plus ultra.